Welcome back. Today we are going to talk about something that may seem harmless at first, but can actually have a big impact on someone's feelings and well-being. We all use words in our daily lives without putting much thought into it, but some phrases can hurt people without us even realizing it. In this video, we are going to discuss 10 phrases that can actually hurt someone and why we should avoid using them. So let's get started. 1. You look tired. We often say this phrase to someone when we notice they don't look their best. But have you ever thought about how this could make them feel? Instead of pointing out someone's tired appearance, try asking them how they are feeling, or if there is anything you can do to help. This shows that you care about their well-being rather than just commenting on their physical appearance. When we say, "you look tired," it implies a negative judgment about their appearance. It could make them more self-conscious and might even add to their stress levels if they are having a tough day. Rather than making assumptions, it's always better to express concern and offer assistance. This offers an open line of communication where they can share their feelings if they choose to. 2. You're too sensitive. Telling someone they are too sensitive invalidates their feelings and emotions. Everyone has different levels of sensitivity, and it's important to respect that. Instead of dismissing someone's feelings, try to understand where they are coming from and offer support. By saying you're too sensitive, we are essentially telling them that their reaction to a situation is incorrect or overblown. This could lead to them feeling misunderstood or isolated, which is certainly not our intention. Moreover, it can discourage them from expressing their feelings or opinions in the future, hampering open communication. Instead of labeling them as too sensitive, it's better to empathize with their perspective and validate their feelings. 3. You're overreacting. Similar to the previous phrase, telling someone they are overreacting minimizes their emotions and can make them feel like their feelings don't matter. It's important to acknowledge and validate someone's emotions, even if you may not understand or agree with them. When we say, "you're overreacting," we're essentially suggesting that their feelings or reactions are not proportionate to the situation. This can instill doubt and make them question their ability to react appropriately to future situations. Instead, try to understand the extent of their feelings and why they may be reacting the way they are. Acknowledging their feelings can provide comfort and reassurance, ultimately building trust in the relationship. 4. You're just being emotional. Just like sensitivity, everyone experiences and expresses emotions differently. Labeling someone as emotional can be damaging and dismissive of their feelings. Instead of using this phrase, try to listen and understand the root cause of their emotions. Belittling someone by saying, "you're just being emotional," disregards the legitimacy of their feelings and can lead to feelings of invalidation. It's important to remember that emotions are a fundamental part of human nature and not a sign of weakness. Everyone has the right to express their emotions without fear of judgment or ridicule. Instead of resorting to this phrase, show empathy and give them the space to express their feelings. Encourage open dialogue and ensure that they feel heard and understood. 5. But you always... Starting a sentence with, "but you always," can make someone feel like they are being judged or criticized for their actions. Instead, try to focus on the specific situation and offer constructive feedback without making it about their past behavior. It tends to generalize the actions of a person, ignoring the individual growth or changes they might have experienced. It's a phrase that puts the other person on the defensive, and it's less likely to lead to a productive conversation or resolution. Instead of box-framing someone's behavior based on past actions, it's more helpful and respectful to address the specific issue at hand. 6. It's just a joke. Sometimes we may say something hurtful in the form of a joke and brush it off by saying, "it's just a joke." However, this phrase can minimize the impact of our words and make the other person feel like their feelings aren't valid. It's important to be mindful of our words and apologize if we have hurt someone, even if it was meant as a joke. The phrase, "it's just a joke," can often be used as a shield, protecting the speaker without considering the receiver's feelings. This dismissive phrase undermines the person's emotional response, creating an imbalance in the communication. Instead, Acknowledging that a joke may have crossed boundaries and apologizing sincerely can make a substantial difference. It's also crucial to remember that humor varies from person to person, and what may seem funny to one individual may be offensive or hurtful to another. 7. You're not good enough. This phrase can be incredibly damaging to someone's self-esteem and confidence. Instead of using this phrase, try to offer constructive criticism and encourage the person to improve in a supportive manner. The phrase, "you're not good enough," can create lasting emotional scars and breed feelings of inadequacy and failure. It's a direct attack on someone's self-worth, making them question their abilities and worthiness. Instead of this disheartening phrase, consider giving actionable feedback that focuses on the task or behavior rather than the individual. This approach fosters a growth mindset, encourages perseverance, and promotes a culture of learning and improvement. 8. I don't have time for this. While we may all have busy lives, telling someone that you don't have time for them can make them feel unimportant and not valued. It's important to prioritize our relationships with others and make time for them, even if it's just a quick check-in. It can create a sense of abandonment and isolation. It sends a message that the person's issues or feelings are not worth our time, leading to feelings of insignificance. Instead of dismissing someone's concern outright, consider saying something like, "I'm seriously swamped at the moment, but I want to give your concerns the attention they deserve. Can we talk about this at a later time?" This way, you acknowledge their need for support while also respecting your own time boundaries. 9. You should just get over it. Invalidating someone's feelings by telling them to just get over it can be dismissive and hurtful. Everyone processes emotions differently, and it's important to give people the time and space they need to process their feelings. Telling someone to get over it not only dismisses their feelings, but it also oversimplifies their situation. Emotions and feelings are complex, and the process of healing or moving on from a painful situation isn't as easy as flipping a switch. This phrase can also imply that the person's feelings are unwarranted or exaggerated, which can lead to feelings of guilt or shame. A more compassionate approach might be to say, "I understand that you're hurting. Take the time you need and know that I'm here for you." This response acknowledges their feelings, shows understanding, and offers support. 10. I told you so. This phrase may seem harmless, but it can come across as condescending and unsupportive. Instead of saying, "I told you so," try offering advice or solutions to help the person in a difficult situation. It tends to imply a sense of superiority, as if the speaker had foreseen the outcome and the listener failed to heed their wisdom. It can be particularly hurtful because it's often used in situations where someone is already feeling vulnerable or disappointed. Instead of rubbing salt in the wound with an "I told you so," it would be far more helpful and empathetic to say something like, "Let's try to figure out what went wrong and how we can improve the situation." This approach puts you on the same team, working together to find a solution rather than creating a divide. It shows that you care about their feelings and are committed to helping them navigate through their challenges. Words are powerful and can have a lasting impact on someone's mental and emotional well-being. It's important to think before we speak and choose our words carefully, especially when interacting with others. Let's strive to use kind, supportive, and encouraging language that uplifts each other instead of tearing each other down. Remember, our words hold the power to hurt or heal, so let's choose to spread kindness and positivity in our daily interactions.